Hello everyone, today we are actually doing an art haul. It's the first ever art haul on this channel and I thought it would be quite a fun thing to do as I popped into TK Maxx the other day and they had a few good deals, and I also purchased a few things from Amazon recently. So we will test it all out today in this video. Firstly, this brush set caught my eye when I was in the shop. They are by Montmart and it's a liner brush set. And I was in dire need of a few more brushes for details. And yeah, these are a few swatches. They're all different sizes and there are some shorter ones and some longer ones. And I was quite pleased with them. You can go really thin and you can also go thicker. And we will test them out later on with a video in a full painting. Then I saw this watercolor paper pad by Elements. I've never seen this brand before. It's a paper pad made in the Netherlands and it was dirt cheap. I think it was about £2 from TK Maxx, but it did say on the back that the actual retail price is £3, but I couldn't see it anywhere that was as cheap as that, so we'll see. And then I saw this Daler-Rowney Simply acrylic set and I was attracted by it because it also had some paint markers which I never tried before. And then I also really wanted to see what their Simply range has to offer because I never tried that before. I know it's a very affordable range, and another thing, it had more brushes, and again I'm in dire need of more brushes. I swatched all the colors. At first glance they seemed alright, not the most opaque colors, but again we'll do a full-on painting with this later on in the video and you can hear my full thoughts on it. And yeah, with the brushes it was quite a good variety of flat brushes, round brushes, even a liner brush, so quite a good selection. And for the price, I think I paid about a tenner for this. I can't even remember now, but it's a very good starter kit if you want to test acrylics. The set also comes with acrylic paper pad. I think it's about 16 pages and it's an A4 size. It says it's good with pencils, brushes, markers and sprays. So yeah, we'll test that as well. So now we are actually getting into testing some of these supplies. So we're using the paper pad, the brushes, and I also wanted to try these Winsor & Newton tubes because I only use pans and I wanted to see if tubes make a difference. Maybe you get a bit more paint in them. I'd expect the paint quality to be very similar to the pans. And we had these flowers in our kitchen for a while. There are some dried flowers and I really like them, so I thought why not use them as a quick painting subject. I like to paint from life as much as possible. It's not something I do religiously or as often as I would like, but when I have the chance I like to give it a go. So yeah, the paint went out as smoothly as I imagined. Nothing really to say, it's just your own preference if you prefer pans or tubes. I quite like the idea of tubes actually. The only thing is you waste a bit more paint with them. The brushes, I really liked how the Montmart liner brushes work. They have a nice grip to them, and again I like that they had different sizes and different lengths. And yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised because I haven't really tried anything from this brand before. I keep seeing it around and I think it's something I will definitely be on the lookout again to try some more things. Then I also had this Daler-Rowney masking fluid for watercolors. I did test it out once before, so I wanted to do this wash of watercolor, but I didn't want the stems to smudge or to get it. I wanted them to be quite prominent, so I just used the masking fluid to cover them up and waited for it to dry, and now I'm doing my wash of color. The paper actually performed quite well. It did buckle a tiny bit, but to be fair, I was really impressed with it for the price. It did seem to absorb water quite a lot, but not in a bad way. So then I wanted to test it a bit more. So on these next two paintings, I'm actually going to be using a bit more water. Yeah, I tried to really go wet on wet on a very loose type of technique. It's not something I'm the most comfortable with, but it's something I really want to master. And then I also used some of Daler-Rowney brushes that came in the Simply set. They were good, yeah, nothing to complain about. I didn't see any hairs coming out of them or anything. They seem to hold water quite well. I mean, I know they're probably meant for acrylics rather than watercolors, but they work just fine. And then again, yeah, the colors seem to be going quite well on the paper. I liked how they blended out. It's 300 GSM, the paper, which is nice. That's what I usually like to use for watercolor. 12 sheets. I assume it's synthetic. I didn't see that it's made out of cotton. So yeah, cold pressed, which I quite like cold pressed, and acid free. If you're interested about the paintings in this video, I will actually have a more in-depth video that's focused on just the paintings and the techniques. And now we are getting into the acrylics. It's quite a limited selections of colors. You literally just have the primaries, a black and a white. Then also they're not like the thickest types of paint. You see here as I put them down, they're not quite as stiff, but yeah, we'll make a painting and truly test their potential. I also used the paper they provided, and on the first layer I just watered down the paint quite a lot because I like to work with an underpainting, and I choose a small cozy landscape featuring a house, nothing really special. Now, talking about the paints, they're a bit thinner than what I like, but to be fair, they are so cheap. I think this exact set retails about £4. So for the price, you can make them work. I did have a bit of an issue with this brown. I don't know why it kept lifting. Every time I put more paint on it, and it would just lift. So I really had to wait for it to dry completely to do another layer on top. But yeah, they worked out fine. Yeah, I do have the Graduate series by Daler-Rowney. You can't compare them. But again, if you want to get into acrylics and try them out and don't want to splurge, I think they're a good option. Or, if you want to give your kids something to play around with, maybe for a school project or something, yeah, you can definitely make them work. I do believe that a lot of the times it's more in how much you practice rather than materials. Materials do help you out a lot, but eventually you can make any supply work. Yeah, this is the end result. I quite enjoyed this little scene. And then this is a small painting I did using the liner brushes again. I wanted to test them on some more delicate things, and they worked out fine. Alright, and now I also got these pencil extenders from Amazon. They have lots of options. I didn't really care that much for the brand. I just never used a pencil extender before, and I had these Faber-Castell ones that were really short, but I felt like I still could use them, and as you know, they are a bit more on the expensive side, these pencils, so I wanted to use them to the max, and that's why I decided I need to get some of these pencil extenders. You just pull the thing down and then pop the pencil in it, and it seems secure enough, and yeah, they're great, nothing to complain about. And now into the last supply. This is a pencil set from Castle Arts. I'm not sure if they're an Amazon brand or something. I only see them on Amazon. I actually had this for a while, but I haven't tested them out, so I wanted to give them a go. And I've actually made a few drawings in my previous video, so you can watch that if you want to see the result. They're very nice pencils for the price. Nothing really to complain about them. The lead doesn't really snap easily. The colors are quite intense. I think for a budget version of colored pencils, they are really, really good. They don't compare to my Faber-Castell ones, but they do hold up all right. You can make some nice art with it. I don't know how they would work into a hyper realistic type of colored pencil drawing. That's not really what I do, so I wouldn't be able to advise you on that, but this is the spread I made with them. I think it turned out decent. So that's it for the video. I really had fun testing these out, and I had fun making some art with them. I hope you enjoyed this as well, and don't forget to give me a like and a subscribe, maybe a comment, and we can all share our art together.